AM 1230, 93.3 FM KTRF, and online trfradio.com. And a good morning Thursday. And Thursdays, of course, are our Mark Allen's Hometown Hero Show, brought to you by Roxbury Truck Repair, Thief River Falls Regional Airport, Phillips Iron and Metal, and, of course, Evergreen Bakery and Catering, who always on Thursday bring us out some delicious donuts or pastries. And our guest also, before they leave, will get a certificate for a dozen as well from Evergreen Bakery and Catering. And our guest today is Wynton Forsberg. Wynton, good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine.
Good. Good to have you in. And I had to almost twist his arm to get him in here, but we got him in. First off, Wynton, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you're born and raised.
Well, I was born and raised on a farm near Viking, Minnesota, not too far from here. And so I'm originally from the area. And went to work for a Sioux Line, and then I graduated from the Fulton High School. Went to a country school back then, of course, and graduated from the Fulton High School in 1952, and went to work for a Sioux Line later that year, and after a little training, and spent a couple of years in the Army, and got married in 1957, and we lived in Thief River for a couple of years, and we were 8 years in North Dakota and a little over a year or two in Wisconsin.
Okay. Still working railroad at that time?
With the railroad, yes.
Okay. So railroad, you did travel around a little bit then?
A little bit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you went right to work then, right out of high school then?
Yeah, I went to 6 months of training.
Okay.
And then I went to work.
Okay. And was that what you always wanted to do, was be with the railroad?
Not necessarily. I always wanted to go to college, but back then we didn't borrow money, and we didn't have the money to go to college, so this wasn't that expensive, and it was 6 months, so that's what I did at that time.
And you also had a stint in the Army, you said?
Yes, I did. I was in 55 to 57. Spent a year and a half in Germany.
In Germany?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
By the way. And, back then, a lot more joined the service, I think. Was that were you drafted?
I was drafted.
Okay, you were drafted. And did you get into what you wanted to when you went in?
Well, I got into communications. Basically, what I did with the Sioux Line was telegraph, and I got into communications, and that's what I worked with while I was in the service. Okay.
And then when you came out of the service, you went right back into...
right back to work for the Sioux Line.
Okay.
Right.
Were you with the Sioux Line your entire career?
Just about 40 years, yeah.
Okay. Now, you watched how times kind of changed, too. And if you're in communications, obviously there was a lot of changes over those times, too, wasn't there?
A lot after we just started getting into computers, and when I was at Enderlin, North Dakota, and I was based there I was there for 5 years, and that's when we started using teletype and computers. After I got here, we went through the tapes with all the holes, and then the cards, and then the cardless. So I was involved with a lot of changes.
Well, and that's what we see is a lot of changes, and typically for the better, we like to think, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Wynton Forsberg is our guest today, and of course, railroading. It's changed over the times, but the people are always there, and people come and people go. But do you think you see as many people stay with it as long as you did? I mean, you said 40 years?
No, I think it's like a lot of industry. Like I think it used to be when I started working, and most of my friends, you go to work for someone, and that's where you stayed. Yeah. Basically, and I was promoted throughout, and so there were some changes made, but I just stayed with them, and. Now, I think the average is 5 different careers for people.
Yeah, it changes, doesn't it?
And it changes very quickly.
Yeah, it does.
And there's a lot less people working. When I came here in 1969, we had about 150 employees and 3 departments. Now I think there's about 35.
That's a lot less, isn't it? Now, obviously, there's other things that can be taken care of, computers being one of them to help do some of the manpower, but you still have to have the manpower, but just, I guess, not much.
Well,
as
they really
much
don't. They can run it like driverless trains are.
Yeah.
Could be done now. It can be done.
True. All right. Now, what keeps you busy? I know you're a Golden Pioneer, I believe, right?
Right. I've been with them since 1999 when we first organized, right?
Okay. I want to find out a little bit about some of the things you volunteer for, but first let me mention to the folks, Roxbury Truck Repair, one of our sponsors, has the truck shop and truck and trailer and maintenance repair for you at Roxbury Truck Repair. Also, Thief River Falls Regional Airport with hassle-free security and free parking. Be sure to check out the benefits of flying local. Thief River Falls Regional Airport, your front door to the rest of the world. And Phillips Iron and Metal, accepting all ferrous and non-ferrous metals, including but not limited to stainless steel, copper, brass, aluminum, lead, insulated wire, nickel, high-temp alloys, precious metals, etc. Whether you're bringing the materials to us or we bring us to you, we provide quality service at competitive pricing. And, of course, our nominations are brought to you in part by the Evergreen Bakery and Catering. Fresh donuts made daily, serving breakfast and lunches daily. Stop in and taste the love. Evergreen Bakery and Catering. All right. So you volunteer when you retired from the railroad. You stay busy with volunteering in a lot of different things, don't you?
Yeah, very busy. I like to be busy. I was very busy in my job. One of the problems was I was too busy to do much volunteering. So when I retired, and I had trouble saying no. So I got
which puts you, gets you in trouble because you end up doing a lot. So what are some of the things you enjoy volunteering for?
Well, it's, you meet a lot of really nice people, good people. The people who volunteer work hard and very good. And right now I'm still president of Falls Delivered Meals, and I was on the Credit Union Supervisory Board as chairman for, well, right after when I retired since 1992 till last year when we merged, so I lost that job, and still have a couple of jobs at church. I've had a number of jobs over the years. Mm-hmm. Treasurer, Stewardship Board Council, still foundation treasurer and treasurer of our men's group, and Lion, I belong 49 years. I've been a Lion now this year. So
okay.
That's
Lions organization, also a very busy organization.
Very busy. We have our fishing tournament this weekend. Everyone is aware.
Yes.
So that's a big deal.
We'll find out more about that later. I think we're going to visit on Open Line with Randy, who's going to talk.
Randy's going to be here.
Yeah. Yep. So you're busy with the Lions, of course. That another organization that you can stay as busy as you want, can't you?
That's about it. I'm getting older. It's a little harder to do some things. I did chaired the Halloween party for the children for about 10 years, and I gave that up a couple of years ago and let somebody younger do it. But I'm still involved.
Yeah. And now, how do you manage your time? Because you do, when you retire from work, if you're one of those that doesn't want to say no a lot, which I can tell you are, because people ask you to do something, how do you manage all your time? Is it tougher to try to manage time?
No, not that busy. It's usually most of the volunteer jobs don't require an awful lot of time. You have your meetings occasionally once a month or every other month or twice a month or what. Lions is weekly. But I'm not haven't been that busy really, but it's something to do every day. That's the main thing. You get going. You're not just sitting around watching television.
Do you have a favorite thing, either project that you volunteer with or organization that you work with that you really enjoy the most?
Oh, kind of like the credit union. That's gone now, but I've spent quite a bit of time there with the audits and so on.
Okay.
And, I kind of enjoyed that. And also the Lutheran Brotherhood and then later the Thrivent Branch Board. I was with that about 10 years and a couple of different offices. And there we worked with having benefits for people, helping with funding benefits and so on, and it's nice to be able to help people, which we did with the monies. Yeah,
but I gotta say, the Midwest states, here in northwestern Minnesota, especially at Thief River Falls, people are so good.
They are. Yeah.
When you do benefits, people come out, and it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter even if you know them or not.
Right.
People really come out for the benefits, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and really you, as somebody who helps with the benefits, that's a big bonus and a big plus, and thank you for your work.
Yeah.
So, all right, Whitten, in final words, if you had some advice to give a youngster out there just starting, whether it's railroading or anything that of their passion, would you give them, what kind of advice could you give a young man?
Well, go ahead and reach for what you want to do. Don't just, I wasn't always happy with my job. It was difficult sometimes, but back then that's what you did. Nowadays, I think it's more opportunities, but you have to work at it. You have to work at it and do a good job and work hard.
Yeah. Work ethic is so important, isn't it?
It is, and that's what's good about this area. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. Wynton, I thank you for stopping in today and sharing a little bit of your time with us. We appreciate it. Somebody nominated you and thought that we'd love to hear from you, and I thought it was a great opportunity to visit with you, and it was a good choice. So, Wynton, thanks for coming in today.
Well, thank you, Mark.
All right, Wynton Forsberg, our guest on Hometown Heroes today, brought to you by Roxbury Truck Repair, Thief River Falls Regional Airport, Phillips Iron and Metal, and by Evergreen Bakery and Catering.